Hi, I'm Jesse. I want to tell you about the versioned API. It's a new mechanism that I designed in MongoDB 5. It allows you to upgrade fearlessly. You can upgrade your database from now on with no code changes or driver upgrade required. So I'm going to show you how to use the versioned API in your application, and I'll show you in Python. All our latest driver releases support the versioned API pretty similarly. So you import a Mongo client, like normal, and you also import an instance of a new class called Server API. And you configure the versioned API when you construct your Mongo client. You pass in an instance of Server API with the version number, and for now it always has to be 1. And optionally, you can pass in the strict parameter. By passing strict true, you restrict your application to calling only the part of the MongoDB API which is part of the versioned API. So the common commands that you use for CRUD, like insert, update, delete, find, aggregate, and the commands for creating and dropping collections or indexes, those are all part of the versioned API. And we will never introduce backwards incompatible changes in those commands. There are other commands, like administrative commands for creating and removing users, or status commands like build info. Those are not part of the versioned API. So when we create our strict client like this, notice that the server API input is only an argument to Mongo client. You cannot put it into your connection string. Now with our strict client, we can call ping like normal because ping is a command in the versioned API. On the other hand, build info is not part of the versioned API. So when we try to call it with our strict client, we get an error. It says that we provided API strict true, but build info is not in API version 1. Now, what if you want to call a command like build info in your application, and there's just one or two commands like this? Well, we've got an escape hatch. You can create a second Mongo client which is not strict. You can do that by just omitting the strict parameter, since the default value for strict is false. You could also create a Mongo client with no server API at all, because by default the version number is 1. With this non-strict client now, we can call build info like normal. In MongoDB 5, you're not required to use the versioned API, and you are allowed to call the commands that are not part of the versioned API, like build info. We're not removing those commands and we're not changing them immediately. But if you want to be sure that you can upgrade fearlessly, if you want to restrict yourself only to those commands which will not have any backward incompatible changes, then you should use just the commands and features in API version 1. If you want to know more info on this topic, you can watch my MongoDB.live talk, Upgrade Fearlessly with the MongoDB versioned API, or you can read my blog post on the Developer Hub at developer.mongodb.com. Thank you.